They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're acting like a child.
They're coming for you. Look, there comes one of them now.
Brains. Whoa, what was that? It's time to go to work. Jerk of All Trades podcast. Ray, are we in zombie mode today or what, man?
It's time to go to work.
Oh, Ray's still a zombie. No!
Oh, shit. We have a fabulous show lined
What
up for you guys.
episode is it, Ray?
I believe that this is episode 20, number 20.
20. Hitting you with it.
I believe this might be considered to be a motherfucking milestone.
Get hype,
milestone.
stay hype.
Yes, we have an awesome show. We've got a lot of fun stories. We got a lot of funny stories. We're going to talk about The Rock. Got a couple fun stories on him. We got the universal call-out results for Thunder and Lightning.
No.
Eddie's got some UFC 214. We got a guy sending his dick pic to an HR manager. We got crazy taxi shit.
This
Roomba
show is stacked.
It is absolutely stacked to the fucking brim.
You don't want to miss any of this one, guys.
No. But before we go into that, I would be remiss if I did not give a tribute to an absolute stone cold horror fucking legend who passed away when there is no more room in hell. The dead will walk the earth. And if we're lucky, George Romero will be one of them. So, George Romero unfortunately passed away.
R.I.P. George Romero.
Yeah, so he passed away on July 16th, 2017. He was born on February 4th, 1940. So I know I've talked about it a little bit. We really haven't covered a ton of it. But, I am an absolute horror fanatic. And George Romero is someone that absolutely not only changed the horror film, but he changed cinema.
Do you remember the first horror movie you ever saw as a kid?
I don't remember the first horror film that I saw, but I remember my start in watching horror and why I was drawn towards it. And I remember going to the video store with my parents, and I remember seeing the video wall, the horror wall with the horror name above it, and seeing all the old school. So back in the day, back in my day, we had VHS tapes and
goddamn old timer.
And back in my day, we didn't just have regular ones. We had what they called the big box, and so I remember seeing the big box horror tapes of. I remember the one I was most drawn towards was Friday the 13th. That's the film franchise that really started me into the horror genre. And so, I remember, I don't remember the first horror film that I saw, but I remember kind of being drawn towards it. And definitely George Romero and the films that he created.
Was this because you knew you were going to see some boobs in these movies?
I mean, it definitely wasn't, it didn't take away from it.
No, certainly not.
Yeah, it definitely did not take away from it. I mean, George Romero films didn't really have a lot of nudity in them. I don't really think that was what he was. I don't think that was what he was really known for.
I saw some in the movie I saw.
What? Oh, was there boobs in Dawn of the Dead?
I got some tits up in that mug.
I forced Eddie before the podcast to watch Dawn of the Dead, the original from 1978. Actually, I will say that. So I had you watch that obviously because it's Romero, but The 2004 version of this film is actually heralded as one of the best remakes of all time. It's directed by Zack Snyder, that directed The Watchmen, and he directed Batman versus Superman, and he's pretty hard. I think he's doing like a lot of the DC movies now, but it's heralded as one of the best remakes of all time. And it actually is. It's very, very good. But I prefer the original. It takes away a lot of one of the things that I really wanted to talk about was the social commentary in George Romero films. So, he obviously he did zombie films and he did other films too. He obviously did his Dead franchise. So he did Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead. They kind of go down in terms of quality as you go along, in my opinion. Survival of the Dead, wasn't a huge fan of that one. And then he did Creepshow, which I absolutely fucking love. He did Creepshow 2 as well. Martin, not the show.
Oh, no.
Not the show, Martin. He did The Crazies. Actually, I was surprised he only directed 20 films in his entire life. That seems kind of low, but yeah, most horror directors kind of hoard themselves. No pun intended. But anyway, yeah, the Dead franchise, each one kind of had different social commentary in it. But I think the two main ones that I wanted to talk about was Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead. So Eddie watched Dawn of the Dead. What were your thoughts on it? Give me your unfiltered thoughts. You gave me a little bit of it earlier, but
it was okay. I'm not a big horror guy. Anybody that listens to the podcast knows I like sports and I like comedy and I like, action, stuff like that. I'm not a big fan of people getting chased in movies. That's just my personal preference. But Dawn of the Dead was good for what it was. It came out in 77?
1978.
78? Okay, so they're probably filming in 77. There was a lot of gory stuff, a lot of special effects. There was the beginning was very good. I enjoyed the beginning, and it was all right. It was all right. It wasn't my kind of movie, but if you're into the classics and you're into the gore and you don't mind seeing a little titty action, Dawn of the Dead is for you, man. But
what did you think about the soundtrack? I think
didn't love it, didn't hate it. Soundtrack was good. Soundtrack was pretty good.
So I love the soundtrack of this because it's created by Goblin. I actually got the chance to see Goblin live as they performed a lot of their. So Goblin's a 1970s Italian progressive rock band, basically, that did a lot of horror soundtracks. They did Suspiria. They did Deep Red by Argento, both by Argento. And then obviously they did Dawn of the Dead is probably their most famous. So
I will say though, like as a non-horror guy, to see the child zombies getting the beatdown and the violence against them was a little jarring. It's a little jarring.
Yeah, that was definitely certainly intentional. Dawn of the Dead, definitely the big arc of that, and the big kind of theme of that film is consumerism. Obviously, it's set in a fucking mall. We talked about how malls are going to close down.
They're always in a mall. I couldn't figure it out. I was like, they're in a mall again?
Yeah, I thought the brilliance of it is, having zombies and what is the thing that these people... So you have zombies and they have, like, they're down to their primal urges, right? They want to eat, right? And you don't know in a Romero film, like...
Only humans, though. They don't want to eat other zombies.
Right. And what they want to eat, but what else do they want to do? They want to fucking shop. They want to buy things. And so where do they go? They go to the goddamn mall. And so I thought that was a really brilliant aspect of this film, is that it set it in a mall. And it kind of, and I mean, goddamn, this was like the late 70s. And how much even more impactful is that now? Because we live in a consumer society. And this film definitely... played off of that,
and it's ironic because malls are dying too.
Yes.
Pretty soon,
oh my god.
All apocalypse style. Yeah.
Shop.
So pretty soon, nothing will be inside of malls except zombies.
Right.
One of the cool things I saw on Dawn of the Dead was the human survivors that were kind of running away and on the hunt at the same time, shooting and killing and stuff. They were in this mall like office. And they were playing cards. They're having like a poker game going on, and they had all these old school money, like the old school 50s and 100s and stuff. They just had handfuls and handfuls and handfuls of money, and they're just playing around with it, playing cards. And it was so funny to think that, like, yeah,
It means nothing anymore,
you got
right?
all this money, but you don't even have to buy anything because everything's shut down. You just take whatever you want.
It's fucking brilliant in that, yes, absolutely. That's very, very intentional because, yeah, these people, they're, you know, in our society still to this day. I mean, what is so many people's, like, you know, goals in life? What do? They go to a job where they work to make money, to buy things, but what if things break down? And what if that's not your goal anymore? That's like not what you do. What do you do?
Yeah. What happens if it all becomes useless?
Right. And that's definitely kind of what happened in that film. And so, yeah, Dawn of the Dead is my favorite. I really, I enjoy Night of the Living Dead as well. Eddie did not watch Night of the Living Dead, but kind of the main concept of that is race relations. You've got a black character who ends up surviving through the whole film. And as he goes outside at the end of the film, he gets shot.
I'm going to go out on a limb. Without ever having seen it, I will say that there's a very good chance Night of the Living Dead is much better than Get Out.
It's actually funny. So there's actually a whole article about that. And the reason why I like Get Out is that it actually plays off of, but brings it into the modern day, what Night of the Living Dead did back in the day.
Yeah,
and
they're
it
the
talks
originals.
About, right.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it definitely takes those same concepts and brings them into current day. And honestly, the ending of Get Out is fucking sort of a fucking play. Well, not even sort of.
The way you're describing it sounds almost identical.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a play off of the ending of Night of the Living Dead. I actually just realized this. I can't believe I didn't realize this before. It's a play off of that.
Oh, for sure.
So I wouldn't say rip off because obviously
they're
they twist
paying their
it,
respects to the original. Yeah.
Right, absolutely. So, yeah. And then beyond that, so obviously, you know, Night of the Living Dead. It's not the first zombie film. Actually, White Zombie, and you know, not Rob Zombie's White Zombie.
Oh,
there's a film from 1932 called White Zombie. He did actually name the band after that. It was that was the first zombie movie. But Night of the Living Dead definitely changed the zombie film, even though they never actually said the word zombie in any of Romero's films. But yeah, it established genre rules for zombies that they are reanimated corpses. They are compelled to eat the flesh of the living. Zombies are unthinking, tireless, impervious to injury. And the only way to kill a zombie is to destroy the brain. Those are the rules that essentially categorize every single zombie movie from here on out. Either the film features Romero-style zombies or tweaks with the formula, and it's ultimate noted for how it differs from Romero expectations. So, yeah, as you move along, you know, people were really mad when 28 Days Later came out because the zombies were running in it, and zombies don't run.
Oh, like the hyper zombies.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's definitely...
There's a video game that has those, too. I think it was... It was by Telltale Game, or not Telltale Games. It was by the people that make the Uncharted games. I can't remember the.
Last of Us.
Yeah, The Last of Us.
So I love The Last of Us. That was kind of a tweak once again, that they weren't truly zombies per se. They were infected by like a spore in a mushroom.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that was pretty.
But
good
I mean,
game.
it was still basically zombies. But yeah, I mean, Romero influenced the horror genre. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Lucio Fulci. He's an Italian director. I mean, his zombie film is known as Zombie 2 because Dawn of the Dead is known as Zombie. And so it basically, they actually got sued for this too. They tried to create the impression that this was a sequel to Dawn of the Dead, which it wasn't. So Fulci, I'm a huge fan. And I mean, he wouldn't have had his career, at least in the horror genre, had it not been for Romero. Return of the Living Dead, which came out in 1985. Obviously, the name is Return of the Living Dead. I mean, you think right away that Romero directed it. Obviously, if you're into horror, you know that he did not. But more comedy-based, more humor. And then you've got the fucking Evil Dead movies from Sam Raimi. I mean, they're not zombies per se, but I mean, they're basically fucking zombies. You've got Dead Alive, which is directed by Peter Jackson, who ended up directing The Lord of the Rings. One of the most fucking famous directors ever. Cut his fucking teeth on basically zombie movies.
I believe he may be an Academy Award winner.
Yes. I mean, he's won countless fucking Academy Awards. And then, I mean, one of my absolute favorite comedy movies of all time, fucking Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead. Have you seen Shaun of the Dead, Eddie?
I've seen bits and pieces. It's kind of funny. Yeah.
I absolutely love it. Directed by Edgar White, Simon Pegg, Nick Frost. Just an absolutely brilliant fucking movie. And I mean, goddamn, it's called Shaun of the Dead. I mean, it's clearly an homage to Romero, to Dawn of the Dead. And then, you know, more recently, and I mean, I guess not that recent, you know, it's like on its like 8th terrible season, but The Walking fucking Dead. I mean, everybody and their fucking mother loves The Walking Dead.
Except for me and my mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never seen it.
Yeah, you know, I'm a hipster and I liked The Walking Dead when it was a fucking comic, and I like
the video game. And the video game is true to the comic.
I actually really liked the first Walking Dead Telltale game. I thought it was really fun, and I thought it was some of the best characters that have been created in that universe. Yeah,
it was so fun. I love that game.
Big fan. But yeah, Walking Dead, I fell off. I hate watch it still. I've been watching, you know, I watched every season, even though I don't know why I continue to watch it. But yeah, The Walking Dead, I mean, one of the most popular fucking shows of all time. And I'll tell you what, too, you know, watching The Walking Dead, probably one of the most interesting things to me is to see all of they actually have different zombies that were in the Romero films, because actually the guy that did a lot of the special effects and stuff, or the company that did a lot of the special effects for Romero, does the special effects for The Walking Dead. And so you have little homages to zombies that were in, say, for example, like Dawn of the Dead. There's a Day of the Dead. Wait, no, I think it's actually Dawn. Actually, Eddie he's probably watched Dawn more recently than I have. In Dawn, was there a zombie that shot a gun? Was that in Dawn? That's in Dawn.
No, he got the gun, but he didn't shoot it. He was just more like, oh my God, what is this thing?
Okay, sorry. Okay, so that is Dawn. That's Bub. There was a zombie in Walking Dead that was basically dressed exactly and looked exactly like him. And there's another zombie that comes by the helicopter that was also in The Walking Dead. So Romero continues to permeate pop culture, influence, you know, cinema,
legendary status.
Absolutely. So, rest in peace. And yeah, your films are going to live on forever. And I mean, you definitely influenced me, and
definitely
influenced
a
many
trendsetter.
others. So.
Yeah, Hollywood trendsetter,
no doubt.
Changing the game in 1977, man, and all the way
changing
down.
The game into 1969, man.
Oh, before that too.
Yeah.
I thought Dawn of the Dead was his first movie.
No, Night of the Living Dead came out in 1969.
Okay,
68.
So from the 1960s all the way to The Walking Dead currently.
Think about having
Romero is up in this thing.
Think about having a movie that talks about race relations in 1968. I mean, that's
I know.
Fucking
you want to talk about pushing
huge.
The envelope, man?
Absolutely,
that is pushing the envelope.
Absolutely. So yeah. Romero. Love Romero, and yeah, rest in peace. So, from one movie legend to another, if you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Only the champ gets to say the last part.
Sorry.
Is cooking.
Eddie, raise that eyebrow.
It's up.
All right,
eyebrow.
Let's talk about The Rock.
Oh, yeah. The Rock is in the news this week, big time. Hooking up with Apple. The whole reason why Eddie the Jerk doesn't want The Rock to become president, because why become president when you can make Apple a freaking 3-minute commercial for like $500,000, the same thing you would get in 1 year to be the president.
But it's a movie, dude. It's a movie, right?
Hell yeah, it's a movie. It's like a mini movie.
Yeah.
It was not bad. Not bad. I'm not a big Apple guy, so, you know,
Eddie hates Apple.
You're not winning me over there. I gave it a shot. But, Johnson takes it upon himself to one-up himself using Siri to travel around the world and above it, accomplishing feats. There's a lot of funny undertones going on with this thing.
Yes.
We appreciate the good humor and stuff, and The Rock always brings it, man. That's like
not the shitty ice cream brand, right? Good humor. No offense,
No, The Rock is
anybody
way
that works
better
at Good
than
Humor,
that.
but
Yeah, Rock is way better than that. Yeah, he's bringing it like he always does,
Yeah.
and I was entertained by that little commercial.
yeah. So I found a couple funny aspects of this thing. The first thing is that last week I actually talked about the things that I asked Siri, and I mostly asked her to touch my dick. And so this week we get a 3.5-minute mini movie with The Rock talking about the things that you can actually use Siri for. So maybe I'm actually the target demo for this thing to show me that I can ask different things of Siri besides things that involve my genitals. But yeah, I don't want to do any of those
Siri
things.
is so pissed off that she told Tim Cook to sign The Rock up so we can get Ray to stop asking her to touch his fucking dick.
She's like, can you please smell what The Rock is cooking instead of trying to smell me?
What is this asinine question coming from this number again?
Yeah.
If Siri had a block, you'd be blocked by now.
Yeah. So I liked that. I liked the little touch to Shinsuke Nakamura and his wardrobe. But my favorite fucking thing out of this was definitely that. So before we did the podcast, we were upstairs and getting a little drink, hanging out outside, and I have a playlist with a bunch of ECW original music, and we were listening to on random. It came up Dick Dale, Miseraloo from Pulp Fiction, which was at the end of every ECW episode. And if you listen to the podcast, you know that Eddie and I are both huge fans of the original ECW.
Damn right.
And so anyway, we were listening to that. We were talking a little bit about it and how you watch the network and it's not the same without the original music, blah, 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 blah. And anyway, I watched this thing right before we do the podcast because I'm like, I really need to watch this fucking thing. And there is a point where The Rock is, I don't even know what instrument
It might have been a cello. I didn't see it.
Yeah, he's on some instrument and he is playing Miseraloo by Dick Dale.
Yes, the Pulp Fiction song.
I'm not even kidding you. This is like literally five.
Yes. Dude, so good.
Yes.
So fucking good.
We love it. And the fact that it happened not 5 minutes later
blew
my little fucking mind. So yeah, it was hilarious. So
yeah, and last of all, he takes a fucking lift throughout the town, man. The Rock using a lift.
He's using a lift. We will hit it later. We've got a fun lift story for you guys.
So you might have seen that on Instagram.
Yeah.
So we'll be lifting to another Rock story.
Yeah.
And The Rock was talking about going to the UFC back in the day. So after his WWE run, The Rock considered training to become an MMA fighter. Probably a good move not to become an MMA fighter.
I believe he said he smartened up, and I'm pretty sure he's fairly happy with the decision that he made to be the highest paid actor in all of Hollywood.
You know, I'm sure The Rock is tough, and he's a football player and all that good stuff. He would have been in the light heavyweight division probably. He probably would have had to cut the weight to 205 pounds. Obviously he can wrestle a little bit, and tougher than a motherfucker. You know, if Brock Lesnar can do it, why can't The Rock
than a $2 steak.
But The Rock, it's all about the promo. The people's elbow wasn't really crushing anybody. The Rock was more showman than actual like devastation and shit. Even though I'll tell you that rock bottom probably wasn't that nice. But yeah, probably a good move, Rock, to go ahead and go to Hollywood.
Yeah, definitely agreed. Glad that The Rock smartened up and did not go into UFC.
I bet you could ask 100 UFC fighters if they could make a living fake fighting instead of real fighting. Maybe about 75 of them probably do it. A lot of fighters love to fight. They just love to fucking fight. But if they could get that buku crazy money to just fake it, I can't imagine they'd turn that shit down.
Yeah, it's like porn stars. They get paid buku bucks to fake it. So yeah. I thought another funny aspect of this, there was a quote from The Rock in this, and we'll actually touch on it in one of the other stories too, because this shit is coming at us like a fucking freight train. But anyway, The Rock says, there was a time where I thought, man, I achieved everything I wanted to achieve in WWE. My movie career is floundering a little bit. What do I do? Johnson said, I was relatively still young. I think I was 34. I thought, oh, well, maybe UFC. Maybe I should do something like that. So the interesting aspect of this is that Eddie and I are both 34, and I don't think either one of us are going to go to the UFC.
24.
But yeah, this is kind of, this is a little kick in the ass for me. You know, I am 34, and yeah, I need to make some shit happen if you smell what I'm cooking. So
Absolutely. Yeah, this story came out a while ago. I think it was about 5 or 6 years ago when Brock was big in the UFC. The Rock had talked about in interviews about how he really considered going to the UFC, but didn't pull the trigger on it. I would have loved it. I'd have been all over it. And like, you know, I would have seen him work. I would have needed to have seen him work in order to...
Oh, I thought that was a John Cena reference.
In order to gauge like how I felt about his prospects and shit. Somewhere between Brock and CM Punk, The Rock would have been somewhere in the middle. I know that's a giant gauge, but probably somewhere in the middle. And, you know, I love me some UFC and I love me The Rock. So if he's ever thinking about going back up in there, you know, you might have to put the UFC as USADA now. So, like, he's got to clean it up a little bit probably. But, you know, like you said, that ship has probably sailed.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely.
So speaking of the UFC, Ray... UFC 214, Daniel Cormier versus John Jones 2 is this Saturday, live on pay-per-view, Anaheim, California. Stand up at your boy Eddie the Jerk's breakdown for UFC 214. And Ray can break it down too if you'd like.
By the way, I have one question to ask.
What's up, man?
What would it have made a difference?
I didn't make any money on the last card, no.
If John Jones was first, isn't it not John Jones versus Daniel Cormier?
No. It's customary to give the champion the first name. Yes, it would be very
get it right, dude.
Yes, it would be very disrespectful
to
the main man DC Cormier to put him behind John Bones Jones in the headline.
I had to ask, man.
Here we go, man. I gotta try to break this shit down. This is gonna be a great freaking fight card. I love this fight card. I've been waiting on this one for a while now. The main event is a rematch. Daniel Cormier and John Jones, they fought each other in January of 2015, I believe. And John Jones won that fight via a unanimous decision. This fight is notorious for the smack talk that goes into it all each and every time. The first fight, these two had a press conference a few months out before the fight. And John Jones and Daniel Cormier do a stare down. And their foreheads end up touching because they got too close to each other. So they just figure, let's just fight each other right now in the middle of the fucking hotel lobby with throwing haymakers at each other with like security and people flying everywhere off the stage and shit. Fucking crazy.
Did they strike each other or
what?
What?
I think Jones got him a couple times. He's got that reach. So I think he got him a couple times. It was hard to see it because the cameras are going crazy. People are running and you know how it gets when like it wasn't, it's not like WWE where it's like they're going to have the perfect camera angle for all this shit. It was really like guerrilla style, and you really can make anything out, but they went after each other in real life. And I think they both got suspended for a while or some shit after that. But then they had the match, and Jones won the match pretty routinely, I'd hate to say, but John Jones had him. Daniel Cormier never got out of pocket. Jones had a grip on his ass. He was able to hit him whenever he needed to hit him. He had him against the fence, took his ass down.
Wait, did he actually have a grip on his ass at one point or no?
No, he had a grip on his wrists, but like, I'm just...
I know, I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, but Daniel Cormier is an Olympic alternate. He has the best wrestling in the division, minus maybe John Jones. He has no problem defeating any other fighter in the division. He's able to take guys down. He's able to pressure guys. He's very similar to Cain Velasquez, Ray, the former heavyweight champion. Cain, they trained together out in AKA in, I believe it's San Jose, California. But John Jones.
Hey, shout out to Cali.
Hell yeah,
San
man.
Fran.
Do the damn thing.
We love you guys.
We love you. And Johnny Bones, he's fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, out of Jackson's camp, probably the most famous fighting camp in MMA. So, okay. And then more to the backstory before I forget. These two were supposed to fight on the Brock Lesnar card, UFC 200. Remember I was telling you John Jones got popped for boner pills?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he was just drinking coffee. We'll talk about that more later. Oh, shit. It all comes full circle.
God. So, I gotta be honest, I was a little pissed off at John Jones of fucking UFC 200, man. I was hyped for UFC 200. And then like the day before, they pulled him off the card. And like USADA did him nasty because I don't know if they could have pulled him off earlier, but they probably should have if they could have. They didn't pull him off till like a day before. People flew out to the fight. People bought tickets. They got hotel reservations, airplane tickets. Like a lot goes into having to go see a UFC in person. They don't just come to your town like twice a year and like you get your show. You actually have to go out and fucking go to the UFC to check it out in person. So I'm over it now. John's looking good. John, at the press conference earlier this week, man, is rocking that 6-pack abs. He's the fittest I think I've ever seen him. He is looking good, man. So
I believe I weigh what these guys weigh, and I definitely am not in the shape that they are in.
Before
they both weigh
weight
205.
cut. Yeah.
I don't look like them.
Once they fight, they'll be around 230, 225 or 230 probably after they get rehydrated.
When I'm 225 or 230, I also don't.
Yeah,
I actually
look different than that.
I actually look far worse. Like it's not like when I get 230, like I'm even like more stat. No, it's actually.
I think
worse.
that's why a lot of people like Daniel Cormier. He's kind of like the people's champion. He doesn't have the 6-pack and he's a little shorter, so he's more of like a blue collar champion. He's like an everyman kind of thing. Even though every man can't be a United States Olympic wrestling alternate like Daniel Cormier is. But just to get to the breakdown here, the size and reach, this is easy. It's going to Johnny Bones. The grappling and wrestling, pretty close. If I have to judge it based on the last fight, I got to give it to John Jones with the submissions and the wrestling. The striking is dead even. I give the power to Cormier, but I would give the technique to Jones. Because of the reach with the striking, you kind of got to favor Jones here because he can hit Cormier from a distance without Cormier being able to hit him back. So you just got to call it the way you see it, and that's how I see it. Stamina and athleticism. This is another close one. Because of the last fight, John Jones made it 5 rounds without getting really, truly tired. Like, I mean, he got tired. Everybody gets tired. But he got less tired than Daniel Cormier got. So the stamina is going to Jones. The athleticism is going to Jones. Jones, he's throwing spinning back elbows, spinning flying kicks, jumping guard, flying triangles. Like, this guy is amazing. What we should have done was watch some John Jones fights before we came down here and started recording because John Jones is amazing. Toughness and chin. Toughness I'll give to Cormier, even though John Jones broke his toe in a fight and still won. And
did he stub it or what?
No,
happened?
it broke off. You can Google it if you want. Just Google John Jones toe and prepare to vomit. And the chin I'll give to Jones, even though it's close. And just a little bit more backstory on this. It's been over 6 years. This factors into my pick. It's been over 6 years since John Jones has been a contender. He's been the champion for a long time, and the only reason he lost his championship was because
I'm looking at his toe. It looks pretty fucked up.
It's gnarly, right?
Yeah, it looks disgusting.
Yeah, he won with that foot.
Impressive.
He was beating a guy so bad he broke his toe, like fucking him up. It was great. Yeah, so Jones hasn't been a contender in 6 years. He never lost his title. They stripped his title. So technically he's kind of the linear champion still. And I always like to bring this up because people like to forget John Jones is so good. He tends to coast against fighters, against like world-class fighters. He kind of just coasts. And the last time John Jones was not the champion and he was the challenger going into a fight, somebody got their face broken, son. Ray, John Jones broke a guy's face with his fucking elbow. They had
his whole face just like imploded.
He shattered his fucking orbital bone, and they had to stop the fight immediately. That's how badass John Jones is when he wants to fuck you up. So John Jones is...
I've seen too many horror movies, so my image is probably different. Like I'm just imagining like a whole entire face just like impacting upon itself. It's probably not what happened.
No,
but
he didn't collapse his face or anything.
That was what I was imagining.
But it made a wicked sound, and you could see his face.
Wicked, like Boston Wicked or what?
And you could see the face transform a little bit, and you're just like, ooh, that doesn't look good. And they stopped the fight immediately. All that said, this should be a great fight. I'm very much looking forward to it. Your official prediction for this fight is John Bones Jones in a unanimous decision. I want to pick a stoppage. Deep down, I think he can do it, but will he do it is the question. I think John Jones takes this on a unanimous decision, but it should be a great fight, and I think Daniel Cormier is going to bring the fight, and I'm just going to enjoy it, man. But official prediction, John Jones, unanimous decision.
All right, mark it down.
Second fight, co-main event of the night, another title fight, Ray. This fight card has 3 championship fights. So good. This is a welterweight title bout between Tyrone, the chosen one, Woodley, and Damian Maia.
Did he get popped for boner pills or no?
Woodley? Oh, I didn't get it until like I said his name.
You actually didn't get it even when he said his name.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, then the second time, yes. Anyway,
but this I was breaking this down a little bit before on a different podcast. Damian Maia is the number 1 contender. He's beaten everybody. He's got the height advantage. He's got the wrestling advantage. He's got everything. Size and reach is going to Maia. Grappling and wrestling is going to Maia. I don't care what anybody says. Tyron Woodley is a amateur wrestler, and he's well decorated. But the grappling and wrestling is going to Damian Maia. Striking is easy. This is Tyrone Woodley's game right here. The striking. He's knocking fools out. When he wants to. Sometimes he chills, but when he gets after it, he can get the fuck after it. Stamina and athleticism, another easy one. Woodley's got the endurance, and Woodley is a super athlete. He's got the athleticism like a mug. If he explodes on Damian Maia, it's going to be a quick night. The toughness in the chin. This is a tough one. Toughness in the chin. I might go to Maia. Maia's gone 5 rounds with Anderson Silva. He gets tired in fights, but he still manages to finish or go all the way in the third rounds. I would have to, I'll give the toughness and chin to Maia. Super close fight. This fight is going 1 of 2 ways. Either Woodley knocks him out in the first round, or Maia gets tired and Woodley gets a decision. But before that, Maia might just walk his ass down to the fence and get a hold of his ass and submit him. And that's what I think is exactly going to happen in the first round. Tyron Woodley, now that he's champion, and even a little bit before so, he loves to hang out with his back to the cage. He just hangs out because he wants you to get close enough so he can unleash his power on you. And when your back is against the cage, that is where Damian Maia wants you, and he will feast on you. The less likely you are.
Brains.
Yes, I'm telling you, he is like a zombie in there, dude. He is all over you all night long.
Visceral.
And if Woodley is chilling up against that cage, Maia's eyes are going to light up like a Christmas tree, and he's going to just bum rush his ass, get that body lock, take the back, because wrestlers always give up their stupid backs. I don't know why they do it, but they do it every time. Maia's going to take this guy's back, and he's going to try to sink in that choke. One thing we don't know about Tyron Woodley is how good is his submission defense. Going into the Masvidal fight, I knew that Masvidal could defend the choke. It wasn't a given, but it was pretty clear that Masvidal probably wasn't going to get choked, even though he almost did a couple times. Woodley, we don't know. Woodley hasn't faced a world-class jiu-jitsu guy yet. If Maia gets a hold of him, can he get away? We don't know. Can he defend the choke if Maia locks him down? We don't know. So there's too many question marks for Woodley here. Question marks for Maia is, can he avoid the power of Woodley? And can he avoid not having to go to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds? Because if it does, it's not going to look too good for your boy Maia. So, and another thing too is with all that grappling, if Woodley is forced to grapple with Maia, will Woodley's power and athleticism hold up if Maia can tire him out from the grappling? If he puts 2 rounds of that body lock on Woodley, is Woodley really going to explode with that power right hand? I don't know. I have a hard time seeing it. So to give it to you straight, clear cut, it's a little controversial. He is the underdog in Vegas. That is where my money is going. Damian Maia.
Damn.
On a submission. You heard it here first from your boy, Eddie the Jerk. Fight number 3 is a female fight. The first ever women's featherweight title fight in the UFC. This will be Chris Cyborg versus Tanya Evinger. This is a pretty clear-cut fight. Chris Cyborg is an animal. She gets after it like none other. She goes in there to knock your head off and to just get it done quickly. She's a little reckless for my taste, which is why I always favored Ronda Rousey against Chris Cyborg. If they had they ever fought each other. Chris Cyborg's like the number one featherweight in the world. She hasn't been beat in like 17,000 years, and like she destroys everybody. The only caveat is, Mr. Ray, she got busted for steroids.
Did she get busted for boner pills?
No, I don't know.
Did she get busted for steroid clip pills?
I don't know, man. But
I should probably stop saying these things because I will get my ass whooped. But
yeah, Chris Cyborg don't play, bro.
Yeah.
She actually got in trouble for beating up a chick fighter at the UFC convention thing like a couple months ago. Right, some UFC chick fighter was dumb enough to talk shit to her, and Cyborg was like, "Oh, you're playing that game, huh?" Whack right across the face.
I'm smart enough to say this behind my podcast, Mike.
And she ain't coming to Wisconsin to beat our asses, so we're good. But
hopefully, they're building an arena in the city right by us, so she might.
So size and reach is going to Cyborg. Grappling and wrestling is going to Tanya Evinger. I think if Tanya can wrestle her, she has a chance. Cyborg has been mounted before in the past. Cyborg does get reckless. If she gets reckless, maybe Tanya can take her back. Maybe Tanya can get a mount on her somehow. You never know. If Cyborg gets reckless, you don't know what's going to happen. Striking is clear. Cyborg all day. Stamina and athleticism. Athleticism is Cyborg easily. The stamina may go to Evinger, but I have a hard time giving that to her too. That's a wash. Toughness and chin. I'm giving that chin to Cyborg. I'm giving the toughness maybe to Evinger. Evinger's rugged. She's rough. She's like a roughneck. I kind of like her. But no matter how rough you are, Cyborg's going to rough you up and test that roughneck out all day, every day. So on an official prediction, this is an easy one. I mean, Cyborg's only a 13.5 favorite to 1 over Miss Evinger, which is like twice the amount that Floyd Mayweather is over Conor McGregor in their boxing match coming up. Chris Cyborg, first round, knockout, easy. Don't put your money on that though. If you have to bet $1,375 to win $100, you are insane. Just saying. So next fight, this will probably be my last fight for this fight card. This fight card is stacked. There's a lot of good fights on the undercard. I'm not sleeping on y'all. We just got to get this segment done here. This might be my favorite fight of the night, Ray. Ruthless Robbie Lawler, the former champion, against Donald Cowboy Cerrone. This fight is so sick. This fight is so good, Ray. These two guys are strikers. They're looking to bang all the time. They're not looking for no wrestling takedowns or nothing like that. This is most likely going to be 3 rounds of just punches, kicks, knees, elbows, the coolest fucking shit you've ever seen, the roughest shit you ever seen, just straight striking. So this is a striking match all day. You don't want to miss this one. The size and the reach is close. The size is the same. The reach might go to Cowboy. They actually have numbers here on the reach, but I'd like to go based on my memory. Lawler has an inch reach advantage, but Cowboy has 2 inches in height on him. So take that for what it's worth. When I'm looking at him, it looks like Cowboy has the better reach. Grappling and wrestling is going to Donald Cerrone. I honestly think Donald Cerrone can take this guy down. I don't know if he will, but I think he could. Lawler has great takedown defense, but Cerrone is slick with those takedowns, so you never know. The striking is dead even. Your boy Eddie the Jerk isn't stupid. He's not going to pick a side on this mug. Both these guys are throwing haymakers and head kicks and everything else at the kitchen sink. I can't wait to see this shit. The striking is dead even. Stamina and athleticism. Shit, son. Stamina, I'm going to have to give to Lawler because he's been in the 5-round fights. And the athleticism, I might have to go to Lawler too. Nah, fuck it. I'm giving it to Cowboy. It don't matter. It's close. Super close. Toughness and chin. Toughness I'll give to Lawler, but the chin I'll give to Cowboy. Lawler just got knocked out by Tyron Woodley the last fight, and Lawler's tough as shit, though. He can go 5 rounds. He can take it and take it and take it and keep coming for you. The one thing I will say about Robbie Lawler, he finishes strong. Third round, watch out because he's coming for you. When Robbie Lawler knows that the end of the fight is coming, he puts his foot on the gas. The pedal is to the metal, and that is when you are in the most danger of getting finished, is in that later round, because Robbie Lawler doesn't quit. So the official prediction, if I have to call it.
Drum roll, please.
This fight is almost a 50-50 in Vegas. Donald Cerrone is a 1.5 underdog to a 1.5 favorite to Robbie Lawler. I'm going with the underdog. Eddie the Jerk, official prediction. Donald Cerrone on a split decision or unanimous decision. I'm thinking split, though. And there you have it. The underdog coming through. Donald Cerrone on a decision. So that wraps it up for my UFC breakdown. I know Ray was thoroughly impressed by all my picks.
Good job.
I was 3 for 3 last time out, man. Come on, guys.
You killed it, man.
And, Eddie the Jerk wouldn't be mad if a UFC fighter smacked this guy around coming up here. Maybe that should be this guy's punishment. Let's put those middle fingers up and not another body part for this motherfucker. Middle finger of the week to this dickhead right here.
Very, very appropriate. This dickhead right here, I believe you called him a goofball, but I think he's actually a dickhead. This fucking guy. All right, so this guy gets a job. He gets a job. He's a 23-year-old. He's from Aurora, Illinois, and he got a job. And what does he do? And now this was accidental, but I mean, god damn it. If you're sending a fucking dick pic, you better double, triple, quadruple check. You're not sending it to the HR manager. You're not sending it to your fucking mom. You're not sending it to like your fucking Aunt Betty. Like, dude, don't fucking, you better make sure you're sending this dick pic to the right person.
Double and triple check.
Right.
For
so
sure.
He sends a dick pic to the HR manager at the job that he just got. Okay, you know what? I'll give you a fucking pass, right? You fucking accidentally send a dick pic to someone. I've never done that before in my life, but I'll give you a fucking pass. But what happens? This motherfucker sends a second picture of his peen to the HR manager at this fucking place.
Not just one, but two.
He wanted to make sure that she fucking got this, right? Okay, so now you've sent 2 dick pics of yourself, and yeah, you didn't get a response. What did he do then? He fucking called to check to make sure that the fucking dick pics were going through. The phone call then alerted the manager to the identity of this particular dick, and thus they went to the police, and this guy, the offer of employment was rescinded for this guy. What the fuck were you thinking? What are you doing with your life? This guy, don't send dick pics to the HR manager at the
not
job
just
you're trying
one
to get.
picture, 2 pictures.
2 different angles
one
on his
wasn't
dick.
good enough. And then he's like, let me call. Let me just call her up.
I mean, I gave her angles from from the left and from above, and she didn't respond. I should probably call.
I hit her with that side pick, and she didn't respond to my side pick.
Oh my god!
What's up with that?
I mean, come the fuck on. There's no way that you can say that you meant to send it to someone else because you fucking sent 2, and then you called, and then you didn't get the job. You're fired before you even got hired. Don't send your dick to the HR manager at the job you're trying to get. Middle fingers up in the air if you just don't care.
Yeah, you messed up, dummy.
Yeah, not a fucking brilliant idea. So with that being said, let's go to break. Let's hear from Eddie and hear about our Audible trial, and we'll be back.
Hey, what's up, guys? Eddie the Jerk here from the Jerk of All Trades podcast. We got a new deal for you here from audible.com. It's the audibletrial.com/JOAT podcast link. You get a 30-day free trial with audible.com. You get to choose from over 180,000 books. You're never getting any repeats with audible.com. I've been listening to audible.com for a while now, and I freaking love it. You got your Pandoras, your Spotifys. You're listening to the same stuff week in and week out. You're not going to get that with Audible. My personal favorite book from Audible.com is Unshakable, Your Financial Freedom Playbook by Tony Robbins. It's inspirational as a mofo, motivational as a mofo, and you get your learn on with Audible.com and Tony Robbins. So once again, that's audibletrial.com/JOAT podcast. Check it out.
All right, guys, we are back. So our first story is actually right smack dab, Eddie, not that kind of dab.
Oh,
in our neck of the woods, good old Wisconsin. So let's get chipped.
I just dabbed right there.
Eddie did not dab. Well, I wasn't thinking about that kind of dab. I was actually thinking about a different kind of dab.
Oh, I'm dabbing all night, bro.
I was thinking about, weed,
Yabba dabba do ya.
So, so yeah, let's talk about the Wisconsin company 3 Square Market. They're going to offer implantable chips to open doors, buy snacks, log into computers, and use office equipment like copy machines. So, yeah, this is pretty crazy.
Tech news.
Yeah, this is so I think back to our good friend Alex Jones, and I think back to the gay frogs, and I think back to the child slaves on Mars. But yeah, I think back to Alex Jones talking about people getting chipped up like Revelations and shit. I guess this is happening in Europe already, so it's not like this is the first thing like this at any company, but this is the first time that this has been happening in the United States of America. So
yeah, this is a huge step forward as far as like tech goes, like the bioengineering, or not bioengineering, but you know what I'm trying to say. The implants. I don't like stuff being implanted on me, in me, or like anywhere around me.
I'm definitely not feeling this at all, and I would not want to work for this company.
Unless you're going to pay me like $500,000 a year. But then,
I mean, I guess this is optional. People don't have to do this, but it's still a little questionable, and I don't know how I'm feeling about it.
Yeah, they're saying participating employees will have the chips, which use near-field communication, which is like what all the cell phones have right now. Technology implanted between their thumb and forefinger. It's an extension of the long-running implantable RFID chip. It claims it has no GPS tracking.
Oh, of course it doesn't.
Yeah, I know. They always.
I'm rolling my eyes. They're rolling out of my fucking head right now. I got to go pick them up. I'll be back in a moment.
You can take your peanut butter shot and shove it up your ass. Oh wait, no, that's what they do.
Shove it up your what? Shove it up your what? Oh, I thought you were doing.
That's exactly where it goes. And
I did it all for the nookie. Eddie did it all for the money.
Yeah, man. I can't believe this is already happening in Wisconsin. It was Paul Ryan, I believe, said that he wants to turn Wisconsin into Wisconsin Valley or something like that, like Silicon Valley, but Wisconsin Valley.
This must be why we're getting fucking Foxconn. So,
dude, when I first read this story, that's the first thing I thought of. I was like, dude, instead of having people suicide netted up, they're just gonna put chips in them to make them fucking happy as fuck.
Yeah, so yeah, this is so Foxconn is, we actually talked about in our episode about Apple, where I give Apple the middle finger, where Foxconn they're one of the biggest fucking companies in the world, but this is the company where the employees were working such long hours that they were killing themselves. They were jumping out the goddamn window. And so Foxconn, being the loving company that they are, what did they do? Did they maybe provide like, breaks or, maybe a lunch or
counseling, some type of suicide
or something? No, actually they installed suicide nets around the fucking building. And I believe that I said that the employees would then jump out, hit the fucking springy ass fucking suicide net, fly back up, back through the same window and back in the same seat to build the iPhones again. So yes, this company is actually coming to not only just Wisconsin, because Wisconsin's pretty fucking big, but it is actually coming either A, to the city that I live in, or to the city right above me that I work in, and people are fucking stoked about it. And I'm thinking, I don't want to work for a company, and I don't give a fuck how much money they're going to pay me.
No, you give a fuck.
No, I don't.
Come on, man.
No, I am not working for this company.
In the immortal words of the $1 Million Man, everybody has a price.
Ray the Jerk does not have a price. Maybe Eddie the Jerk does.
Don't say that on the podcast. We have a price. And we're willing to negotiate.
I have morals and I have values, and they might be up for grabs depending on how much you pay me. But seriously though, I'm not working for fucking Foxconn. I'm putting my middle finger up, and when they come to build here, I'm going to put my middle finger up higher. Fuck this company too, because they've actually said that they were going to come to other fucking cities, and then the states invested a bunch of fucking money in them, and then they fucking backed out. So
that'll definitely be us.
Fuck this company. Fuck Foxconn. I'm not going to say fuck Three Square Market quite as hard as we fuck Foxconn. But yeah, I'm not feeling this, and I'm not working for this company,
I'll
and it's
say it.
optional.
Fuck that chimp implant.
It's optional, but I still don't.
I already got an
fucking
implant. I already got
want
a
it.
chip. It's already better than what you offer me. It's gonna
Unless you're
reject your
giving me a
shitty chip
penile
anyways.
implant, I'm not fucking taking it. Fuck you.
You go.
I'm not doing it. So
that'd be another tech situation going on, the penile implant.
yeah.
So as they
It's
say,
optional though.
optional. You got to leave that out for grabs. You know what they say, the world of tech is ever evolving. Now it looks like your cute little robot vacuum cleaner has been spying on you this whole entire time. The Roomba, Ray. What's going on with the Roomba?
Motherfucking Roomba. Vacuum your goddamn floors like a normal fucking human being.
Stop being so fucking lazy.
You can't fucking turn a vacuum on and fucking vacuum your floor. You got to get this little stupid robot to do it for you. And guess what? It's been stealing all of your information, and it has been... They're going to fucking sell this shit now.
It knows exactly your floor plan better than you know your floor plan. And better than I can say floor plan. How do you like that?
Yeah.
For the last couple of years, the RoboVacs have been quietly mapping homes to maximize efficiency. Now the devices makers plan to sell that data to smart home device
who are they gonna sell it
manufacturers
to?
like
Amazon
Amazon
and
or
Apple.
Apple. Oh no!
Fuck it.
Turning the friendly robot into a creepy little spy. Where is this thing from? Russia?
Where are they building this fucking thing? In fucking Foxconn or what?
Yeah, probably. It knows the floor plan of your home, the basic shape of everything on your floor, what areas are require the most maintenance, and how often you require cleaning cycles, along with many other data points. They're trying to accumulate this data and use it to sell for big dollars to these big giant companies. It might work, it might not work. I'm glad I don't have a Roomba. I never wanted one. I vacuum my own fucking floors. Thank you very much.
So I actually always question this fucking thing because the company that makes this fucking thing is iRobot. So I actually want to know if this thing preceded the terrible fucking Will Smith movie or if they named themselves after that fucking thing. I'm looking at this creepy fucking dude who's probably the CEO of this fucking thing, holding this goddamn thing in this scary ass fucking room with this crazy fucking lighting. He's scaring the shit out of me, and I don't like him at all. Fuck these guys. So they've been collecting this data, but hey, you agreed to their end user license agreement, right?
Yep.
Because no one ever reads those motherfucking things. I think of the South Park episode about it. Nobody is reading that fucking thing. And so they know it, and they've been taking advantage of it, and they've been taking your data, and now they're going to sell it to huge companies.
You know what's funny is you can read it all you want, but if you don't click the box and click accept, you're not getting the product. They're just going to deny you the next step of the thing.
Good thing.
It's just not going to, you spent $200 on a stupid vacuum that's not going to work now.
Good thing that I don't like their product and I don't want it. I'll take my fucking Hoover over this fucking shit. I actually don't have a Hoover and I don't support Hoover specifically, but yeah, I'm not feeling this. The question is, will users reject their product in favor of cheaper devices that offer more privacy? And the answer is yes. Yes, it's a fucking vacuum. It's a fucking vacuum, right?
Oh my God.
Like your shit, like the regular vacuum was working just fine.
It will
and
only
I never
take
saw
me-
the appeal of this.
It will only take one time for that fucking robot vacuum to get in my way while I'm like, in between a beer run to the fridge, and it's getting kicked across the room.
I thought I was gonna get a robot uppercut, but that would be kind of difficult in this fucking thing.
No.
You'd have to throw it up in the air like a frisbee and then robot uppercut it.
It's getting a robot punt. It's getting punted into the kitchen.
Let me tell you,
on my way to get another goddamn beer. Get the fuck out of my way, you stupid robot vacuum.
let me tell you what it's getting from me. So the particular type of software that this thing uses is simultaneous localization and mapping. It's actually short for SLAM. So I'm going to tell you what this thing is going to get. I'm going to treat it like fucking Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3. I'm Hulk fucking Hogan. I may try to pick it up one time and it might fall on top of me, but you best believe that I'm going to pick that bitch up again and I'm going to slam that motherfucker to the goddamn ground in front of the fucking heavens, in front of 193,000 people at WrestleMania 3. At the fucking Eddie, help me out. Where the fuck was WrestleMania 3?
Pontiac Silverdome.
At the Pontiac Silverdome.
93,000.
I had too many beers. I couldn't remember where it was.
You got it, bro.
I'm gonna slam that shit through the fucking ground and straight into motherfucking hell. And if zombies come back, they're not going to be fucking little circular vacuums. So fuck you, Roomba.
Yeah.
You get the second middle finger of the week. So yeah, I don't like
fuck
you.
that shit.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this shit. So
Slam that ass.
yeah. So last week I went to Chicago and Eddie made it a point to tell me that I need to head to the Taco Bell Cantina.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out I could have just grabbed a lift instead. So it's time to go get some tacos. Let's talk about lifts.
God.
Taco mode.
Yes, Ray. This is the best news of the week. Lyft is partnering with Taco Bell to make it easier for riders to grab a bag of burritos on their way from point A to point B. This thing is super cool. Like I was saying with them Taco Bell cantinas, who hasn't gotten drunk and saw that Taco Bell while you're in a Lyft or an Uber and thinking, man,
fuck Uber. Uber doesn't have this shit.
Yeah, fuck
this is
Uber.
how they're trying to differentiate themselves from
or a taxi or anything. Man, I wish this motherfucker would stop so I can give me some tacos. But the problem is, if you stop, that's your destination and you have to stop. So it's like, you know what? Let's just stop and keep going up in this mug. Yeah. So I'm definitely all about taco mode. I know the drivers from Lyft are pretty pissed about this. Lyft is talking about getting this in full effect nationwide next year. And the taco mode hours are not going to be all day. They're only going to be from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Fucking brilliant, man.
But
brilliant.
It keeps drunk drivers off the road.
Yeah, love it. I love it. I love Uber and I love Lyft because of stuff like that.
Super convenient.
Yes, absolutely. You know what? So
changing the game.
Getting a taxi, so the city that I live in, it's not as easy to get a taxi. An Uber is badass. A Lyft, I actually haven't used Lyft, but I might actually use Lyft because of this shit. But you go on the app, someone's there to fucking pick your drunk ass up and drive you home so you don't have to drunk drive. And now you can get some fucking Taco Bell with that. So actually Lyft has been cutting into Uber's market share recently, and this might be another reason why they might continue to cut into that. So I like it. I think it's fucking cool. What if this would be awesome if you lived in a city that had a Taco Bell cantina and you could have the Lyft take you to the Taco Bell cantina, right?
Yeah.
But you can get more drinks.
He's got to sit there for a while I'm in there eating and drinking. This is drive-through. So this would be straight through the drive-through,
right.
In and out real quick.
Well, there are places that have like drive-through fucking alcohol and stuff. We have drive-through fucking liquor here, right? So
Shenanigans,
SOS.
Hell yeah.
I'm sending out in SOS. I need some liquor. Yeah, that was not my best Sting impression.
We built this city on rock and roll.
That was not my best Sting impression. My best Sting impression is, woo! Wait, no, was that Sting? Was that Sting? No, that was not Sting. That was kind of like quick Ric Flair.
That might have been the Nate.
Ow!
Yeah.
I think that was Sting.
Stinger.
Yeah.
Old school.
So anyway, yeah, this is fucking cool. So yeah, I love it. You know what else I loved? I used to love chowing down on some Taco Bell and jamming on some Offspring, maybe a little Bad Religion, while playing some Crazy Taxi.
Oh, yeah.
Now that shit is a reality. Let's talk about this craziness.
Yes, this is bonkers, man.
Yes, this is bananas.
There's a woman that went all crazy taxi all up in here.
Yes, she did.
And she's not like you would think, like maybe like some teenager, 15, 16-year-old woman, adolescent female. Nah, this chick's 65 years old. Betty Thomas, 65 years old, stealing taxis.
Right in motherfucking Philadelphia.
No!
Right in Philly.
Oh, no.
Home of Extreme Championship Wrestling
Yeah,
and
the Phillies,
Liberty
the
Bell
Eagles, yeah.
and a lot of other cool shit.
Rocky Balboa.
Yo, Adrian.
Yeah,
Hey, I don't think I can make a Rocky reference. I think we know about my Rocky knowledge, and we know my Rocky game is weak as fuck.
It's all good. We got you back. You know, Betty Thomas caught a cab around midnight Thursday night and asked to be taken to the Sugar House Casino.
Not the Sugar Shack, the
But
Sugar House.
On the way, she asked the driver to make a stop at a gas station. It was at the gas station where police say the woman got into a dispute with the driver about a fare before jumping into the driver's seat and driving off with the taxi cab.
Oh my goodness. Let's not let this lady into a lift because she might steal that motherfucking lift. And that is their vehicle.
And that's not even it. She's going to take your lift. She's going to take your car. And she's going to take your job. And she's not even a robot.
She's taking your job.
The police say that they stopped her after 30 minutes and found a 23-year-old woman and her infant daughter in the back seat going for a ride.
Who the fuck steals a goddamn taxi? You steal the taxi. You know what? This is some Grand Theft Auto shit here. Like, you do not steal a taxi and then start taking fares. This is not a side mission, god damn it. Well, what are you doing?
It's kind of smart, though. Where are you going to go with a taxi cab? You can't park that bitch anywhere. You might as well make some money.
Right, yeah. Maybe she was getting that cheddar. Maybe she was trying to make some fucking money, and so she decided, fuck it, as long as I'm going to steal this shit, might as well fucking make some money.
I hope they do a follow-up article on this because I need to see what Betty Thomas looks like.
Yeah, so
she is an original gangster.
Yeah, she got charged with various types of theft. The types of theft are not named in the article, but I can only assume that one of them is Grand Theft Auto, of course. So, sadly, she could only afford a public defender, and he was not immediately available for comment. So, I'm going to lay it out there. If you are Betty Thomas, the crazy taxi Grand Theft Auto lady's public defender, and you want your voice to be heard on a public venue, public defender, we will interview you on the Jerk of All Trades podcast. So, public defender guy, if you wanna talk about what happened, hit us up. Jerk of All Trades podcast at gmail.com.
I tell you what, if I'm Betty Thomas, I'm going for the robot lawyer all day, every day.
Dude.
Save me, robot lawyer.
So
I didn't mean to steal that cab.
Do we remember what that thing was called? What was that called, by the way?
It was Do Not Pay.
All right, so it's Do Not Pay. Hold on. We got a real quick.
I got your back. Hey, I'm going to kick it with that social media while you look that up.
Okay.
Let's take a cab over to social media without Betty Thomas because I don't need her stealing my car or my money or my job. Subscribe to us anywhere and anywhere you get your podcast from, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, etc. And while you're there, go ahead and give us that rating and review while you're at it. You can subscribe to us on Twitch now, twitch.tv/JOET podcast. If you missed it, the other night, Eddie the Jerk was on fire on Jackbox, killing the game. We had a little 6-person party going on. Super fun times, playing a little Drawful, playing a little Quiplash. Good time on the JOET podcast Twitch. Follow us on all of our social media platforms, if you will. Instagram, Twitter, and like us on Facebook. And make sure you visit joetpodcast.com for everything Jerk of All Trades. And hit us up. Any questions, comments, or things that you want to talk about, Jerk of All Trades podcast at gmail.com. Ray, you got my robot. You got my robot lawyer.
I'm on Do Not Pay, and it says, what can I help you with? And so I wrote, I stole a taxi. What do I do next? And Do Not Pay says, I'm sorry to hear that. Here's how I can help. Need extra help? We can help you within 24 hours. Learn more. So 1 week, we will get Do Not Pay to actually answer our question.
To be continued.
Let's add Do Not Pay to the weekly Jerk of All Trades podcast. We're going to ask this thing fucking crazy questions every goddamn week. In 1 week, we will get it to actually answer our questions. So
sweet.
Yes.
All right, guys. We'll be back after this break from a little word from Ray the Jerk.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys? Ray the Jerk from the Jerk of All Trades podcast, and I want to tell you about a special offer just for you, the listener of the Jerk of All Trades podcast. Audible is offering a free audiobook download, and you get a free 30-day trial. It's going to give you a chance to check out their awesome service. I have a personal recommendation for you once you get your free audiobook, and it is The Psychedelic Experience, a manual based on the Tibetan Book of the Dead. It's by Mr. Timothy Leary, and let me tell you what, it is definitely going to change your life for the better. So to download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/JOAT podcast. Again, that's audibletrial.com/JOAT podcast. Get your free audiobook, get your free 30 days, courtesy of the Jerks. All right, we are back after hearing from me about our sponsor of the podcast, Audible. Woo-hoo. So we're coming back, and the very first thing we're going to do is bang our heads.
Oh, shit.
Metal band website will drive you mad.
I might have to take my headphones off for this.
You might have to take your headphones off for this. So this is a custom-made topic for Ray the Jerk right here, except for this band is probably terrible. I haven't listened to them at all. But yeah, we've got a Japanese electro-core metal band called Crossfaith. It already sounds like something I would not listen to because I am a fucking snob when it comes to my heavy metal. But anyway, yeah, the reason why we're talking about this shit is because this band actually has a website that lets you headbang to its music while it tracks your movements through your webcam. The goal is to headbang continuously while listening to Crossfaith's music. And at the end of what feels like a tremendously long song,
An eternity.
And Ray the Jerk listens to, bands like Opeth and such that have, 15-minute songs. The website grants you the artwork and a headbang count, or you could just look up the artwork.
Oh, man.
It's 2017, but that's not as fun. The site senses when you're getting tired, then complains about it.
It's saying I need long hair. I got no hair.
It is actually not like your girlfriend who complains when you get tired. Not quite the same thing. It throws out a countdown, giving you 10 seconds to blow your load. I mean, to get back to head banging, or you risk having your entire progress on the song reset. So yeah, this is an interesting little use of the internet for a band. Obviously, it's getting some play. It's getting some play here because, yeah, I think it's pretty fucking interesting. I have been into metal for a very, very, very long time, and I've never seen anything quite like this before. I wanted to real quickly talk about a friend of ours who I think that this would be perfect for, and I need to send this to him. He likes to do ridiculous things like walk down the street with his headphones on and randomly headbang. So, Tom the Jerk, if you want to check this out and let us know how many headbanging moves you could get on this, I would like to see if you could beat the Jerks, because you probably can. So, yeah, I thought the perfect wrap to this story would be not rap, but rock.
Metal.
Time to rock out with we'll just rock out, normally. We're not going to take our genitals out. So, I don't see Siri around. My phone is looking at me, actually. It's giving me a weird look. So, Siri knows what's up. I'm sorry, Siri. I love you. So, anyway, yeah, let's fucking try this out. So, let's go to this fucking website and let's headbang. So,
all right,
try it out.
Hopefully, I don't hit the mic.
Don't hit the mic. I'm going to move my mic back a little bit.
Are you ready?
Here it is. It says, "Make it metal, a head-banging activated music experience. Earn your rights to experience the new song."
My countdown's going. I'm going.
Diavolos, now from Crossfaith. Oh my God, Eddie's beating me by doing. Oh, Eddie's doing it. Eddie's doing
fast.
it.
Is Eddie doing it? Head.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Actually, I don't know what I'm doing.
We have to headbang to nothing, which is actually kind of tough. So we'll have to actually.
Oh, it's not registering. No.
Oh my God, Eddie is already losing.
No,
I can't.
I'm not giving up.
Don't give it up, dude.
Where's the space bar?
Don't give it up. Don't give it up.
I'm out. They logged me out.
I'm actually still waiting. How many headbangs did you get?
It didn't say. It says that I gave up.
All right, I'm ready. I'm going to activate mine.
Go for it. So this is a challenge that I've never had to that I never have experienced before. Didn't know what to expect going in.
Eddie, we'll have to talk about what's happening right now.
I could see your silhouette. You are not headbanging as hard as I was. Come on, man. All right. Yeah, see, when you had longer hair too, I think it's the hair. I think it's because it's the longer hair.
I'm doing the windmill right now.
I think it might be easier with the music too. Oh, so you got like different styles and shit. I didn't know there's like keep going. Ray. Come on.
My neck hurts.
Oh, don't stop. It's like a 4-minute song. We're only like a half a minute in. I think
really hard to headbang with no music.
And headphones on too. Yeah, dude, yeah, this is gonna be tough.
Oh, I gotta stop.
Are they giving you a countdown?
No, I just have to stop. Metal never sleeps, but I need to sleep. I can't keep banging. I'm giving up. I'm trying to headbang again. I can't do it.
Oh, you gotta get your second wind.
My metal credentials are on the line.
The impossible challenge on the interwebs right now.
It's really, really hard to headbang with no music. I didn't get anything actually.
Well, for me, it says look out for the new EP Freedom.
Yeah, I got the same thing.
Go ahead and look for it if you want. I don't know what it sounds
20
like.
years of listening to metal, and I got the same fucking thing that Eddie got. I'm pretty upset about it. I had to give up.
I was going ham, man. I was in there, but
yeah. I have too many neck injuries.
I don't know if it's because I don't have any hair or like I think it's because we don't have hair. It's not registering correctly.
Yeah. So it was fun while it lasted, but I just didn't have the stamina to make it happen. So I think in order to meet the strict headbanging requirements from this fucking thing, I probably need a little bit more coffee. And if I'm wondering where all the blood rushing to my head is coming from, it might be coming from my dick. Because...
And you better believe it was if you had a cup of Best Herbs coffee.
Best Herbs coffee is giving people boners. Let's fucking talk about it.
Oh, dude, this is Viagra coffee up in this bitch.
It is brilliant.
Dude, okay, so not only getting your caffeine rush, you get your cup of joe. In the wintertime especially, it's nice, a little cold outside, get nice warm.
Haven't you only been drinking coffee for like 2 weeks?
Oh, I'm like an expert now. I'm like the...
you haven't even made it through winter yet.
I'm almost as good at coffee as I am with movies now, and that's almost insane.
Yeah.
But actually not really. I haven't delved too much.
I think after headbanging to that, you might be a metal expert too. Is that accurate?
After I'm a humble jerk. So I'll say no, but you've been a guy for 20 years. If you say I am, then I might be.
Yeah. I actually am a UFC expert after listening to Eddie the Jerk's picks.
Dude, you can't miss, man. Can't miss.
Yeah.
But you got your dark chocolates, or your dark coffee brews.
I'm talking about dark chocolate. I'm kind of getting a boner over here.
You got your light coffee brews. Were you drinking Best Herbs coffee earlier?
I think I was actually just drinking beers, but maybe.
So yeah, Best Herbs coffee.
Where can I get this shit?
They're trying to change the game, maybe on accident, not on purpose. Oh yes, but still
on accident. We accidentally put this fucking
Viagra.
We accidentally put Viagra in our fucking coffee, right?
Oh man, they're asking for a voluntary recall for its new of Kopi Wonton traditional natural herbs. Man, you guys with these organic names,
Kopi
you're not even spelling it right.
The
Jonton ain't Jonton, and it's traditional with an S.
Get
the fuck out of here.
Try to pronounce what was in it that was giving people boners.
Oh my god. Okay, so the FDA ain't playing this shit. It contains desmethyl carbendazole, which is similar to sildenafil and the erectile dysfunction drug Viagra. Some customers were buying it to help in the bedroom, but FDA spokeswoman...
You mean all of them?
Yeah, Lindsay Mayer said it is not clear if the product works or not. Clearly, this product is working, or else
I feel like
it would be a voluntary recall.
It would be pretty easy to figure out if it was, right? You just put a fucking brew a fucking 12-cup fucking pot of this shit. Put a dude in a room with some
blowjob robots?
Some blowjob robots, and see if he blows the back out of that fucking blowjob robot's head.
This is crazy. They're saying no injuries have been reported, What the FDA says.
If you drink a cup of coffee and you have an erection for more than 4 hours, you need to consult your doctor or the FDA.
Yeah, this is funny because like they're saying, oh, you get a voluntary refund, right? And they're offering a full refund by mail. But who's doing that? Who's giving back their fucking Viagra coffee? I want more of this and less of the other shit.
It also contains undeclared milk. So,
oh yeah,
we're unsure if it is actually breast milk or not, but one could only hope that it was.
God damn, I'm telling you, they got this technology changing the game each and every week.
The FDA has actually advised customers not to purchase the coffee. So I think what that actually told me was, I got to look this shit up. I mean, I got to try it, right?
The Food and Drug Administration. Yeah, Best Herbs Coffee, new Kopi.
If you want to donate to the podcast, finding Best Herbs fucking boner coffee.
We will not purchase it just for the refund. We are going to keep it and drink it all.
Yes, we will drink an entire 12 fucking
They're like, no way, you're just going to send it back. Fuck you.
It's going to be amazing. We are definitely going to try to find this shit. So, yeah. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Boner coffee. Is it any fucking
man? That's brilliant though, ain't it?
Yes.
I fucking love it.
Is there, you know what? Is there any wonder that Eddie just bought that fucking coffee pot from fucking Amazon 2 weeks ago? God damn it.
Synchronicity.
He fucking knew what was happening. He knew about Best Herbs changing the game.
Stash. I had my stash the whole time. He didn't know.
God. Oh my God.
You want some of that good ass coffee? It's all mine, bitch. No, I'm just kidding. Speaking of synchronicity, one thing that definitely doesn't give me, Eddie the Jerk, a boner is the result from last week's Universal Call Out. Ray! Damn it! Stop that shit. I'm scared already with this bullshit.
Eddie, can you please stop that shit? I believe Eddie just pooped himself from the thunder and lightning that just struck the universe. So,
accidents happen, okay, buddy?
It's all right, man.
All right,
we'll call in the cleanup crew. It's all good.
I'll use my hand. It's all good.
What was that about dark chocolate?
Yeah. Too much coffee before the podcast.
It's all good. It's all good in the hood.
Yes, my number one fear in this world, and maybe my only fear in this world, lightning. Thunder and lightning was the Universal Call Out from last week. We got a bunch of stories for you from Thunder and Lightning from this past week.
A whole slew of them.
The first one I'm going to give to you is some myths surrounding light.